Do you ever notice that whenever you're stressed, you don't move through, you loop around. You repeat the same frustrations, the same patterns, the same everything. It's not a straight line. It's a loop. It's a circle. Do you notice that willpower is not enough? The real root of your stress is in your very identity. Let's walk through the 4 components of stress and a shortcut to unravel the root and see the ripple effects through your life. So we start at the beginning. We start with your stress. We start at your stuck point. Maybe you want to have money in savings. Maybe that's your stuck point. You open the account, but you can't find any money to put in there. Every time you say, I'm gonna allot this much a month, you're like, no, I ended up needing it. So what do? I keep going in the circles of I have this account, I have these goals, but I can't seem to make them meet. You feel contracted about money. You feel contracted in this area of I need to save and I can't. When you have contraction, when you have that stress, it's like a water hose. The minute you step on it, it kinks and there's no flow. That's exactly what happens when you're stressed. You contract and there's no flow. It cuts off all flow. There's a reason that you feel stuck. There's an underlying assumption. The assumption here could be, I can't control my money. You see bills coming in that you didn't anticipate. Things end up breaking. There's new demand at school. There's new demand at work. I can't control my money. I can't seem to save it. I can't seem to keep it. It just leaks out. It just hemorrhages everywhere no matter what I do, no matter what my goals are. I can't control my money. That's my assumption. There's a reason you have that assumption. Under that assumption is a belief. Beliefs are where you have the weaving in and out of your identity. When you have something that is part of your identity, like a belief, it becomes the filter that you see your life through. Very much like whenever you're skiing and you wear those yellow lenses on your eyes, everything looks yellow. So you don't even think about it after a while that everything looks yellow. Maybe certain colors are distorted, you don't even notice them because that's the lens that you're looking through. You only really notice the lens when you take them off. I'm done skiing, I'm taking off my lenses. Now it's so bright I can't even open my eyes. You have to adjust. You have to adjust to the new perspective. Same thing with a belief. When you're able to release the belief, when you're able to move past a belief, all of a sudden then it's like the lens changes. You see your world in a completely different way. All of a sudden, new possibilities open. Possibilities that have been there the whole time. Opportunities that have been there the whole time. You just see it different. And why do we have these beliefs? Where did they come from? Are they even ours? We can inherit beliefs. We can absorb beliefs. We can share beliefs with members of our family because we grew up in a certain way with a certain environment. We can just develop them from our own observations as a young person. We come to certain conclusions, faulty conclusions, because of our environment in order to keep us safe, in order to make sense of what's happening to us. So the belief isn't where we stop. You can go even deeper. There's an event. There's an event for that belief. Usually it's in childhood. The first 7 years of your life is whenever your conscious mind starts to develop, the conscious mind being the gatekeeper in this case, where it's like something comes in and you say, that's junk, I don't believe that. That part of your brain doesn't develop fully until 7 years old or later. So what happens is as a young child, you may hear something and instead of it getting filtered through the conscious mind that says that's garbage or yes, we believe that, put it in the file cabinet, things just go straight to the file cabinet. So you may have seen your parents have this horrible divorce, maybe because of money, or money was part of the nastiness of the divorce. And you felt like, wow, I don't deserve to have that. I deserve to stay here with this family member and be in these trenches together for the rest of our lives. Maybe that is the mindset, that belief that started all of it and rippled through. Or maybe simply you saw money causing problems. It was the source of stress in your house and you don't want that stress in your life. So subconsciously, every time you have money, you push it away and your environment is just looking for ways to save you from that money that is so stressful. Another example, starting a YouTube channel. You could have the goal of, I would like to start a YouTube channel. The stress is starting a YouTube channel. I'm stuck. I keep wanting to, I keep planning it. I keep maybe taking courses. I keep doing this and it never really happens. I just keep kicking the can. I'm stuck. Why am I stuck? There's an assumption. Starting a YouTube channel is hard. I'm gonna wait. It's hard. It's hard being on camera. It's hard dealing with the tech. It's hard to edit. I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it later. Then you have the belief under that assumption. The belief is, I don't want to be seen. If I'm on camera, they see me. They hear my voice. They feel what I'm feeling because they can see my expressions. I feel exposed. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to be seen. Why aren't you ready to be seen? Why is that belief there? You have to go deeper. If we go deeper, we see the event. Maybe there was a time in your childhood where you were vulnerable. You put yourself out there and maybe you were shut down. Maybe you were humiliated in front of others. Maybe you weren't accepted for what you offered. That was maybe unique to you. And suddenly being seen wasn't safe. And your subconscious says, nope, we're going to hide behind a microphone. We're going to hide behind the conventional mainstream everything. We're not going to put ourselves out there. Well, guess what? There's a shortcut. The shortcut is take action. Your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, your body, and your energy. It needs proof. There's a fear. For whatever reason the fear is there. It could have been from childhood. It could have been from adulthood. Just a traumatizing event where you went out on a limb and you told someone about it and they shut you down. Or you were misunderstood and suddenly you had this fear of being misunderstood or that you wouldn't belong or be accepted. You have to present evidence that you are not going to die and that you can. There needs to be evidence of both. How can you get evidence? You can't affirm your way out of it. You can't say affirmations like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. That's great. But your subconscious and your energy is like, you hear the conscious mind over there and that body? Yeah, they're trying to convince us who know better that this is not going to kill us, that this is safe, that we can do this. They're wrong. I have files back here. I have proof. So you got to bring the receipts. You've got to prove it. You've got to start your YouTube channel. It can stink, but you're there. You're on camera, you're doing it, and suddenly the subconscious and the energy goes, whoa, she did that or he did that, and we survived. It's okay. You open that account and you say, I'm putting $5 a month. I can do that. Right when I get my paycheck, $5. All of a sudden it's like, oh, we can do this. If you take action, resistance falls away. Because what happens is you have the resistance coming towards you and you're coming towards it. You have to overcome that resistance by seeing one way ahead. There's no other option. You're in childbirth right now. The baby's coming. There's one way out. It's out. There's no, I'm not gonna have the baby right now. It's like, no, the baby's coming. It's happening. There's no way around it. That is exactly the determination, the knowing. When you have this issue, you have to see no other way. There's no other choice. It's happening and it's happening now. You make the decision and that's your shortcut. You don't have to do the shortcut. You can do the digging work and you can do the releasing and I can help you. You can come to my website, healingstartsherewithamy.com. I love to help people with this, but I have found there is a shortcut and it does take some courage to take that first step, but your conscious mind, subconscious mind, body, and energy, it needs proof. It needs evidence that you're not gonna die and that you can. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be, $1,000 a month. It doesn't be one. It has to be something. It has to be one video on YouTube to start your channel. It has to be $1 a month in your savings account. And then there's evidence. It's like, whoa, she survived. She can. What else can we do? I hope you loved this video today. If you did, give me a like and subscribe so you never miss an episode every week. And leave me a comment below. I want to hear all about the areas you're stuck and what you can maybe do to take that first step.